Hey everyone, it's Mr. Vargas here, looking to help out my Math 3 students. This is my very first homework assignment of the year, 2017. Welcome back to school, guys. Hope you guys had a nice summer break. Now it's time to get right back to work. So starting out with the basics, this is going to be called homework assignment 0.1. Right there, and this is chapter 0, representing relations. You guys were given a handout with like 12 problems. I'm going to walk you through a few just to give you some guidance. But before we do that, let's highlight a key point from class today. Sorry, a few key points from class today. So you guys remember, today we talked a little bit about domain, and we talked about range. Alrighty. And domain, remember these are all of your x values, or we call these inputs. And range, that's going to be your y values, or your outputs. And this, once again, is when we're working with coordinate pairs or we're working with functions. Basic example of this would be to have, let's say we have the set of coordinate pairs 1, 2, and then we've got another coordinate pair 2, 5, and then we've got another coordinate pair 6, -2. And that's a set of numbers. We'll call it A. And here we would say that my domain for this set of coordinate pairs would be the set of elements 1, 2, and 6. And then my range would be all of my y values from those coordinate pairs. So here we can write those elements in numerical order from least to greatest. So we would have, what, -2, 2, and 5. We can go ahead and add those elements to this range. -2, 2, and 5. And that would be your domain and range. Now the questions on your homework assignment basically ask you to state the domain and range, so find the x's, find the y's, but then they also ask you to determine whether the relation is a function. Remember a special rule from class today: in order to be a function, there was a special property, and that property is for every input there is a unique output. Or if you want to think of it in another way, every x value can only map to one y value. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out a few examples from your homework, starting out with number 1. Alright, for number 1, we are given this set of coordinate pairs. First thing that we got to do is find the domain and the range, so that's pretty straightforward. Domain is going to be all my x values, which is 1, 2, 3, and my range is going to be all of my y values, which is just 6, 7, and 10, when we write those in order. Now the question becomes, is this a function or not? As is, we would call this a function, so yes, this is a function. And the reason why we can say that it is a function is because all of the x values, so 2, 3, and 1, get different y values. So 2 goes to 7, 3 goes to 10, 1 goes to 6. This passes the function test. Each x value has its unique y value. All right, so with that in mind, let's check out an example where we don't have a function. Let's go ahead and jump to problem number 6. So I went ahead and already wrote the domain and range out for you just to save some time. Domain are all these elements in here. Range consists of these elements over here. Now we recognize something that's a little bit different right here, and the problem actually comes from this -4 right here. This input maps or goes out to or maps onto two different outputs. -4 goes to 2 and -4 goes to 3. And by definition, we cannot have that in a function. So this, we would say that this example is not a function. All right, one more. I'll jump to number 7. Number 7. First of all, I apologize for the quality of the picture of this problem, so that's why I kind of wanted to do this one, just to help you guys out. The first thing that we have to do with this guy is actually go ahead and write out the coordinates for these different points. Okay, so let's put those in a set, and we'll work from left to right. All right, so, okay, the first coordinate is going, let's change that. The first coordinate is going to be right here at -1, -3, so you can write that. The next coordinate would be right here at 0, -2. The next coordinate is going to be right here. Sorry, working on that arrow. There it is, right there. And that is 1, -1. Next point would be up here at 1, 2. The next point would be right here at 2, 3. And then the final point all the way up here is 3, 4. Okay, now we have this set of points, and we can go ahead and break that up into the domain and range. Oops, I've been using black for domain and red for range. So domain has all of the elements of -1, 0, 1. We recognize a repeat, so that should throw off a red flag, or throw up a red flag. We also have 2 and 3 in our domain, and then our range has the numbers -3, -2, -1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so here comes the issue right here. We've got an input of 1 outputting to -1, and then we also have another input of 1 outputting to 2. And if we look at that graphically, that issue comes right here. Right here and right there. The x value of 1 1 on the number line, the x value of 1 produces 2 different outputs. So this is not a function. Something that we'll learn about later is that this picture or this graph, whatever it is, actually fails the vertical line test. So if you can draw a vertical line and it touches more than one point, we say that it is not a function. That's the basic vertical line test. And since when I drew this vertical line, it touched the point here and it touched a point here, we would say that it's not a function. It's called the vertical line test. Alright, that's enough for today. Good luck on the rest of the assignment, and see you guys in class.